Chapter 8. Curtis Stays Over. Sunday the 27th of March, 2016. I found out today that Nick and Alex, who are to be married in summer, are to adopt a double-barreled surname. Nick Streaker Balls and Alex Streaker Balls. Or perhaps it will be the other way around. Nick Balls Streaker and Alex Balls Streaker. Or maybe they will add the other's name to the end of their own. So Nick Streaker Balls and Alex Balls Streaker. I can't help but feel that double-barreled surnames are particularly pretentious, as anyone can sound more sophisticated when they have a double-barreled surname. I think Pooter-Titcombe sounds like it may be preceded by the Right Honourable, or even Duke of Holloway, but I wouldn't change my name, as I am quite humble and happy as a simple freeman, honing my art and applying it to the tableaux and diorama of the day. Still, I think, in the future, when people are judged only for their character and meritocratic achievements, I will be remembered as a sophisticated sort of guy. Monday, the 28th of March, 2016. Pussy Willow was sick, and I had to take her to the vets, who said she was an old cat and might need to be put down if her kidneys get worse. This is very sad. I picked up a leaflet at the vets explaining the prices, and cremation costs are ridiculously high. I think when the time comes, I might wrap her up in some cloth and ceremoniously lay her in a forest so she can be feasted upon by the wildlife, thus returning her to the earth and completing the circle of life. Perhaps that's how people should be disposed of too. I'll have to think about this. Tuesday, 29th of March, 2016. Curtis called me to ask if he could stay here tonight. He didn't give me much of a choice, as he sounded upset from the phone, but I'm sure he's exaggerating, as he's known to do, to get his own way. I'm writing this before he gets here, as I'm sure he'll take up all my time when he does get here. Also, have thought more about my body after death, and I think, when I write a will, I will specify that my body is to be taken somewhere where animals might enjoy it. Pussy Willow much better after her injections, and she is sleeping with Doggy Willow now. Wednesday, 30th of March, 2016. Curtis says his wife has kicked him out and intends to go back to Portugal. They rent their flat and have paid to the middle of next month, when they will hand their keys back. I know this is possible as Curtis has very few possessions. So few, in fact, that it verges on the bizarre side, and Isabel is viciously efficient and will have no problem moving her stuff back to Iberia. I'm not that sad for Curtis, as this is really his own fault. I'm sure he knows it. He didn't mention he needs to stay with us until Saturday, which I find quite annoying. Also, he thought that the idea of putting a dead pussy willow out in the open to be pulled apart by wild animals was monstrous, but he is in a sensitive place right now. Thursday the 31st of March, 2016. Magnus is quite taken with Uncle Curtis, who talks to him as if he were one of his students, which isn't so bad as Magnus is very bright, but I'm not sure Miri enjoyed Curtis's assessment of the value of marriage, even if he did punctuate it by slurring, "Well, it's only my opinion." I don't think I've ever met a northerner who isn't an alcoholic. Not to say they all are, just that I've never met one. Curtis is very good about getting up before anyone else, so as not to deny us access to our living room. But the place kind of stinks a bit. Miri had instructed me that under no uncertain terms is Curtis to stay any longer than Saturday morning. Friday the 1st of April, 2016. I woke up this morning and told Miri that I've signed a lease with Curtis giving him a 3-year term to live in Magnus's room, and she screamed at me, failing to remember the date. When I told her it had all been an April Fool's, she did not come around and would not talk to me for a while after I came back from work. Curtis was nowhere to be seen, which was just the ticket, and he's been, according to Miri, making lots of messes in the bathroom. I'm not sure messes is the right word, but it's the one Miri used. Lots of mess, perhaps, on separate occasions. Also, Raphael was late for work again, and I told him to watch out, as Paul doesn't usually stand for this behaviour. Raphael looked insulted, but I had only meant to help him, but typically he wouldn't speak to me for the rest of the day. Saturday, 2nd of April, 2016. Curtis came home last night and selfishly got me drunk, which I'm annoyed about, as he knew I had an appointment with Henry to go cycling at 7 AM. I had to stop when I fell over and almost rolled into a great big puddle. I got back and Curtis was still asleep on the sofa, and Miri was vacuuming around him. She looked up and shot me with a terrible look as we started arguing about Curtis as he slept between us. He woke up suddenly and we looked down at him, and he must have wondered what we were doing. Curtis left after that, and I told him that he was free to come back any time, to which he said, "I know you think that's true, Simon, so thank you." I take offence at this, although I didn't say anything at the time. Really, the man has no manners. Isabel called and left a message asking Curtis to move his canoe, which I will not pass on, as I can't stand the pompous woman.
The Diary of a Hipster was inspired by Georg and Weedon Grossmith's serial and later book, The Diary of a Nobody. It was read by Damien Benedict and produced by George Rockall-Schmidt.